Normally I talk straight Husker stuff, and it's usually at the collegiate level, but not today. We're going to go up to the NFL, and that helmet's going to get moved aside for a little bit. Find out why after this. Welcome one and all to One on One, the opportunity for me to talk to you. I love talking to you guys, taking your questions, giving you answers, but today I have a rant of my own, something that I want to talk to you about one on one. It's something that people are talking about. It is Husker specific, but in a sort of a different way. You'll understand why, because today we're not going to just have this sucker in the background, because that's not the focus today. So we're going to take this, we're going to move it aside, and we are going today focus on this gentleman, Ndamukong Suh. Let's put Mr. Suh right here so we can kind of make sure he's in the shot here. It's difficult to do this sometimes. There we go. Show you out. Okay. So, if you've been living under a rock, Cliff Notes version, the Detroit Lions are playing the Green Bay Packers. Full disclosure, I am a Packers fan. Aaron Rodgers is down following getting knocked to the ground, which would make sense. Then Mr. Suh trips. He gets his balance off of Mr. Rodgers' leg. Mr. Rodgers sounds like it should be a sweater involved, but Aaron pushes off of him and says after the game, you know, it kind of seems like if this was unintentional, as Ndamukong claims it was, that, or at least, you know, the Lions claims it was, the Lions claim it was anyway, that maybe he'd turn around, make sure everything was okay, make sure he didn't just, you know, step on a human being. But no, there was no that. There was no talk to the media afterwards, which, smart, we'll get to that in a minute. So, what happens? Well, basically Ndamukong gets suspended for the remainder of the Lions season because, get it, they've never won a playoff game. Anyway, so instead of trotting an Ndamukong Suh-less Detroit Lions team out against the best Dallas Cowboy team that's been fielded for quite some time, the NFL... Come on, let's be real about it. We're all adults here. The NFL said, no, we're not going to take away Detroit's best player just in case. We need the money. We need the ratings because there's no such thing as too much money. And gave Detroit its best defensive player back with a $70,000 price tag because that's just going to hurt you so much, isn't it? Yeah, I know. So... And yeah, Adam Schefter comes out and says, oh yeah, I couldn't tell the difference between Aaron Rodgers' leg and the turf. That was what won it. Now, here's where it becomes personal. And I mean me, personal. Back in about 2003, 2004, is when I started to get into professional writing. And this was so trippy to me because, oh my god, I was going to make money writing about a sport and a team that I'd been following since I was a little kid. And I got my start in recruiting with a site called Big Red Report. It's still part of the Scout Network. Guy I wrote with is still there. His name is Brian Munson. Does a great job. And I had the opportunity to interview Ndamukong Suh because when he came up, he was a big recruit then, and I wanted the opportunity. And boss at the time said, hey, you want to call him? I said, you're darn right I do. So I called him up, and Suh is pretty, he's still pretty, it's pretty short and to the point with the media. Pretty much it was like that back then too. So I got basically an Ndamukong Suh style interview and went on, and I'm like, awesome, Nebraska picked up this guy. We know what happened. Nebraska had one of the most decorated players, let alone defenders, perhaps easily the most decorated defensive player, possibly, well, arguably one of the greatest players of all time to play in Nebraska. Now, here's the thing. Great player, no doubt about that. Still a great player to this day. However, when he was in Lincoln, I heard some anecdotal evidence, and some stuff had come up where Ndamukong Suh was in the paper, you know, hitting cars, this kind of thing. And Ndamukong, while a great player, I heard was bit of a jerk, and then I heard he's a bit of an ass, and then I heard some words that I'm not going to use because I like my channel to be family friendly. Now again, this was all anecdotal, so I said to myself, okay, these are people's opinions, you know, maybe there's just something I'm missing out. So unfortunately I wasn't around, I couldn't vouch for it, right? He goes to the NFL, signs a fat contract right before that that new rookie contract comes in. It just absolutely screws the following class, but that's another story altogether. So he comes in, makes just a ton of money, donates a bunch to Nebraska coming right out of the gate, because they have a weight room that is so awesome. It's called a complex now. And he goes on, and I said to myself, okay, the NFL, he's going to show people. And he had that excellent start to his career, and then he starts stomping on people and starts getting fined repeatedly. And I'm saying to myself, this isn't very good. This isn't the guy I talk to. This isn't the guy I know. Surely. And yeah, you know what? I was in denial. I was in denial. And things have just continuously gotten worse and worse and worse, to the point where the NFL players basically said, yeah, the guy's the dirtiest player in the league. Now, I will say there's a guy, basically a bar that I use when it comes to dirtiest player in the league. Richie Incognito, another Husker. Call him Itchy Richie, and I am not the only one. I don't know if Ndamukong has reached Itchy Richie status. Does he play dirty? Yeah, he does. Will he continue to play dirty? Yeah, he will. When he leaves Detroit after this season and goes somewhere else and signs another fat contract, will he play dirty? Yeah, probably. Will he play dirty until the end of his playing days? Yeah, probably. I would like to say that's not the fact. That's not going to be the case. That he's going to have a come to Jesus moment and say, okay, this is kind of stupid. Maybe I should stop. But the fact of the matter is, he has no reason to. Because as of right now, the NFL hasn't shown him that he should stop. They haven't given him a reason to stop. So here's what is probably going to happen. He's probably going to leave, well, he's going to leave the Lions, and he's going to go somewhere where he's going to make, again, fat cash, place where he can actually win. I'm just going to throw a name out there, say the Patriots, because Brady just took that huge cut so the Patriots could get some folks in. $24 million wide open. Wow, Patriots pick up Ndamukong Suh. That's kind of a big get, wouldn't it? Oh, they wouldn't put up with Suh's attitude, right? Well, how about Randy Moss? I'm just saying, right? Speculation. So, unfortunately, I think that he's going to be able to be enabled for the duration of his NFL career. So he retires, what, 33, 34, 35, and the dude is sitting on some serious coin as it is. Now, after he is done with the NFL, he is not dumb. He is going to make money. He has talked to Warren Buffett. This guy knows how to diversify his investments, don't you? He does. So, money will not be wanting. But hopefully there will be a point where he can say, you know what? I made some bad decisions. Go out and talk to school kids, his grandkids, etc., etc. That would be nice. I would really like to see that happen. As of right now, I gotta be honest. It hurts a little bit, especially for those of us who defended for so long and who are finding themselves in a point where they can't really do it anymore. It's not necessarily so much tougher to be a Husker or a Husker fan as it is to be an Ndamukong Suh fan. So hopefully, figure it out. In the meantime, leave your comments below about the whole Ndamukong Suh situation, what you think should have been done. Should a punishment have been more severe? Was the appeal proper? Were we just going by the books on this one in terms of legalities or whatnot? Please leave your comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. Stop by 8laces.com. Love to hear your commentary. Always do. In the meantime, take care. Stay safe. You be good now. Go Big Red.